welcome everybody to the Sanford Candidates Forum for 2020. My name is Shawn Sullivan, York County Co-Star reporter. I'll be one of your moderators this evening. The other one will be Tammy Wells, who had a 20-year history of covering Sanford here with the Journal Tribune and now works for 2 coastal newspapers. We are going to focus our first segment this evening on the York County Commissioner's District 4 race, comprised of independent incumbent Michael Cote and Republican challenger Donna Ring. The structure will go like this. We're going to ask 4 questions this evening, which both Tammy and I devised and only she and I have seen, taking input from the public. Some questions will ring a bell with some of you who submitted them, and other questions we use as an indication for what is on voters' minds this election season. Each candidate will have 90 seconds, minute 30 seconds, to answer the questions. Then, at the end of the 4 questions, they will have 2 minutes to make their elevator pitch to you, their closing statements. So with that, let's begin. Tammy, welcome. You get the first question.
And the first question goes first to Mr. Cote. For the past year, York County Jail has housed 30 or more inmates at Cumberland County as a result of staffing shortages in Alfred. How should these staffing challenges be resolved?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. We've done a lot of work to try to recruit people and retain them, and that hasn't been an easy thing to do. I think we have a lot of challenges with jail funding coming up, so I don't know what position that's going to put us in to do more, but it may be that we may have to. But I think hiring and retention in that type of work is always going to be a challenge, and something that we're going to have to work on more in the future.
Thank you. Ms. Ring, would you like to hear the question again, or are you okay?
I'm fine. I think I understand the question. I think that hiring and retention at the county jail, it's not just the jail, it's all departments in county government. There was the Daiquiri report back in 2012 addressed hiring and retention. The county needs to connect better with the workforce. I think that the county has maybe want to analyze their entry level, their new pay scales. There has not been a cost of living on the new employee pay scale in over 8 years. The insurance costs have gone up for the workforce, for the union employees. I think that the county needs to do better in connecting with the public, connecting with the workforce, and perhaps we need to study and look at that Daiquiri report of 2012 a little deeper.
Thank you very much.
Question 2. How would you rate the response to the COVID-19 pandemic situation on the county level, including at the jail in Alfred? And Ms. Ring, you get first answer.
Well, I think that the COVID-19 issue is going to be a very large issue. It's an unknown issue. I don't think that the towns know how it's going to affect them, and I think that it's going to be very important for the county and the county commissioners to work very closely with the towns and to find out how it's affected them, and then they're all going to have to work together and see what is available. And I think that the county has to be very careful, review their budgets, get into it deep and thick. I think we have to comb through them. We have to be responsible for funding our statutory departments. And I think we're going to have to actually work very closely with these towns and in trying to address the COVID-19.
Thank you very much. Mr. Cote, your thoughts on the county's response to the pandemic, particularly at the jail, or including the jail, I should say?
Yeah, I think it's 2 pieces. I think it's been a policy of the county all along from the beginning to go with Department of Corrections and CDC guidelines. So that I can't say much more than that because we have an inquiry going. But as far as the towns go, we've sent over 135,000 pieces of PPE to all the 29 municipalities. We have a call that I'm on every Tuesday with EMS and fire and police. We've been supportive of them. EMA's done a great job. They've done fit testing. They've done cleaning in around the county and outside the county and some other buildings. We're there for the towns. Whatever they need, we're there to do it. We've spent well over $300,000 in PPE. Now, we expect to get that back through FEMA, but just the same, that came out of the coffers of the county, out of a residual fund, and didn't come out of the taxpayer's pocket, the municipal taxpayer. So I think we did a great job. I really do. Did things go perfectly? Of course not.
Great. Thank you very much. Tammy?
Yep, I'm on. Mr. Cote, with some exceptions, of course, the public sessions of county commissioner meetings tend to be quite brief. Why is that? And if you are reelected, how would you foster more public discussion?
Well, that's a really good question. You realize we work as a board, but I think I do quite a bit of talking, and I think Commissioner Clark does a lot of talking. I try to encourage it. When people call in on the phone, I always ask 3 or 4 times, do you have a question? There's somebody in the audience, I ask 3 or 4 times, do you have a question? I think if I get reelected and continue to be chairman, I think I'm going to have to do some more encouraging on the part of the board members. And sometimes I'll ask by name, do you have anything to say? I can't control what they do. I can't control what anybody says. But I think a more spirited discussion about what's going on would be better. There's no question about it. I think that as chairman, quite frankly, I got to step up a little bit more and try to make that happen.
Thank you. Ms. Ring.
Okay, well, I think there is a major problem with communications at county commissioner meetings and with the general citizens. I think that if I were elected, one of the ways that I would try to resolve some of those issues is perhaps allow public discussion after each agenda item before a vote is taken. Right now, you enter a meeting, an agenda comes out 2 days before a meeting. That's not time enough for people to even know what's going to be discussed or have an opinion or a question. I think that they have to have the information sooner. I think that we need to address, if you're going to make a vote before the commissioners vote, listen to the people, allow them to speak and discuss that with the people before a vote is taken. Right now, all you can do is make a comment on an agenda item in the very beginning. And at the end, when they're done hiring and signing contracts and budgets, at the very end, after everything is all said and done, is when the citizens get to speak. And there is no discussion. We speak and they look at you and say, thank you. I think that we really need to include the citizens. This is their tax dollars. They have a right to express how it's going to be spent after each and every agenda item and before there's a vote taken.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the fourth and final question will first go to Ms. Ring, and here it is. What is the most important challenge that the county is facing, and what steps do you feel the county should take to address or resolve it?
Oh, there's so many issues, the problems that are facing the county right now, COVID included. But I think the county has a major trust issue when it comes to the citizens, the towns, even their own colleagues and their workforce. That was another issue that was addressed in the DACRI report of 2012. The hiring and retention is very, very important. We have many positions open. We need to hire people. We need to get those filled and we need to retain them. The county is losing many people in the very near future through retirement, and they have no plan or has even discussed what they're going to do when that happens, and they should be working very hard to work on hiring and making sure that we have these positions covered before people start retiring in large numbers. And there's not a plan in place, not to my knowledge.
Thank you, Ms. Ring. Mr. Cote?
That this transparency thing and people not being heard, quite frankly, is a matter of just a few disgruntled people that always sing the same tune. You know, they're always down on us, and we do listen to people. I talk to people all the time in my community, constantly. I've tried even a night. I think, Donna, you were the only one that showed up for it 4 or 5 years ago. Remember that? So don't say I don't listen to people, because that angers me. It really does. That's really not the case. You know, I just think I think we do better than what we're given credit for. But when somebody's not happy, it's very easy to say you're not transparent, you're not doing a good job. I spend a lot of hours a week working for county government. I might not be seen, but I'm definitely there, and I work in the state group as well. So I've kind of lost track of what the question is. If you're talking about things that need to be done, one of the biggest issues is going to be jail funding, is going to be dealing with the mandates that are going to be handed to us by the legislature from some of the laws they're making. And we're going to have challenges when the new courthouse opens over in Benefit. How are we going to deal with that without draining dry the taxpayer? So those are my thoughts.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cote. Tammy?
Well, this is seems to be going on a little faster than I think either of us thought it might. But here we are at closing statements, and each of you have 2 minutes to make your pitch as to why you should be reelected or elected. And we start with Mr. Cote.
Thank you. My name is Mike Cote, and I am an independent running for re-election for County Commissioner. I was born and grew up in Sanford and have always lived in York County. I am married. I'm a father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. I served as a Wells Police Reserve Officer for 8 years. I was employed at the York County Sheriff's Office as a civil deputy from 2001 to 2009. I have been a county commissioner from 2013 to present. For the past 4 years, I have been a member of the Commissioner of Corrections Advisory Board for county jails. Presently, I am vice president of the Maine County Commissioners Association. I'm a small business owner and member of the Sanford Springvale Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a property taxpayer. Here are some of the accomplishments that I supported. Changing to a fiscal year to save $100,000, instituting a human resource department, York County Emergency Management Agency enactment of a drone team, youth fire education program, and a full-time fire chief to assist the towns with training and coordination of fire and EMS services. Our emergency management agency has supplied to all York County municipalities 135,357 pieces of personal protective equipment. We also partnered with the York County Shelter Services to open the very successful Layman Way Addiction Recovery Center and one of the largest food pantries in the county. The county provides space at the Alfred Courthouse to the Child Advocacy Center of York County. We also have achieved a AA+ bond rating. The average tax increase over 8 years has been 1.5% per year. Thank you, and I would appreciate your vote for Mike Cote on November 3rd.
Ms. Ring.
Okay, I am Donna Ring, and I have lived in York County for 55 years and raised 3 children in York County. And I've my 6 grandchildren have all been raised and gone to school in York County. I have been employed for 40 years in mid-management with the County of York. I am very familiar with, I have worked on the budgets for the last 38 years. The largest budgets of county government, the jail budgets, the sheriff's office, civil process. We had court officers. Communications was part of the county budget. And I was active and involved with preparing those for many years. I've been involved with the labor union. My position was put into the union. We had no say over that. That was up to the commissioners. And I have been an active member, bringing forth any problems that management has. I believe that, that we need a county commissioner that will be transparent and they need to be accountable for the budgets. They need to put more information out to the taxpayer and to the employees. We need to know where our money is going. Commissioners they have to discuss taxpayers' business in public meetings and not behind closed doors. When you walk into a county meeting and there's an agenda item and they read the agenda item, the next thing they have is they raise their hand, make one motion, no discussion, and then hands down, it's all in favor.
Okay. Thank you very much for your closing statement. And thanks both of you for taking part in this segment. Usually we don't include county. This year we did, and I'm glad we did. And Tammy, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, I do.
Thank you so much for your time this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the York County Commissioners District 4 race with unenrolled incumbent Michael Cote and Republican challenger Donna Ring. Please, I'd like to do some ending credits if I may. Tammy, thank you. Enjoyed moderating this with you. We actually have our audio engineer is Brett Williams, the director of the Sanford Performing Arts Center. He's helping us with the audio this evening. WSSR manager Sarah Schnell is working on our visual part of this evening. Paul Auger, local historian and of course history teacher at Sanford High School, is our timekeeper, keeping the trains running on time. And last and certainly not least, City Councilor Ann Hanselman, who has organized this whole thing and has worked very hard and has put together this team. So Ann, thank you very much. Thank all of you. We will be back with another segment. Please don't forget to vote Tuesday, November 3rd. Thank you very much.